after news channel after news channel. Ever wonder why they report the same news? This is Wake Up America.
Brought to you by Citizen Stringer.
The media has become absolute lunacy. What makes us different? We just tell the truth. Daily headlines, politics, social issues, focusing on headlines that the mainstream media ignores. Conservative to the core and honest, sometimes to a fault. Unapologetically American. Welcome to Wake Up America with your host, Stephen Oatley.
Well, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to be super sniffly. I just sneezed 7,264 times. So now I'm like super congested. I'm not sick. It's allergies, whatever it is. Ever since we moved up here, I get on these sneezing kicks, right? So I just sneeze incessantly over and over and over. And that's what's happening. But welcome to the show. The title to this show, this episode of Wake Up America is the grass really greener? Or is the grass greener? Really? I don't know. Because I keep waiting to see, like, what's on the other side. Like, because you always hear that expression, is the grass greener on the other side? Well, I don't know what the other side is, but I don't think anything could be any worse than where we are currently as a country. Well, unless we go to war. And it seems like that may happen. So we'll have to wait and see. For anyone just tuning in, my name is Steve. I'm the host of Wake Up America. Adam is still sick, I believe. I haven't talked to him since earlier today. And, yeah, he may have the COVID. So we don't know. Pretty much everyone has the COVID that I know. You know, family members have tested positive. My wife and kids are fine now, so they're no longer sick. They've been on vacation forever because the schools have been closed every single day. Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so there was no school. And then schools were closed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because of weather. Today, I don't even know why it was closed. The temperatures didn't drop below freezing until around dinner time. But whatever, they're going to school tomorrow. So we'll have to see. But this show is sponsored by Spartan Armor Systems. You can visit Spartan Armor Systems at SpartanArmorSystems.com. They are the manufacturer of some incredible body armor. They also make really nice hats, as you can see here. This is one of their hats. I don't wear flat brim hats, but I have one up here, and then I've got another one on the bookshelf of hats, or what we call the baseball hat shelf here. And, yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of had like a show that I was going to talk about. And then I watched a video. And the video pretty much ruined my day. And so I just think it's only fair that I make all of you guys watch this video. This was a school board meeting yesterday in Prince William County. This is in Virginia. I'm going to play the full clip. I'm not going to, well, I actually cut out where his address and everything, but I'm going to play the clip, you know, because I shared this out on social media. It's disturbing. I'm going to show you the clip, and you'll watch.
Dale City, Virginia, 22193. I was calling about an incident that happened to my daughter in school. She was sexually assaulted, and I was wondering if y'all can explain to me how the policy and procedures are for the administrators to handle the situation. I don't know. Does anybody have any answers how the process works?
Mr. Dar, we typically don't go and have a back and forth here, but we're happy to take your comments by email or appointment and work with you on that.
That I don't understand. So where do you find the rules and regulations at? Where do the administrators from the school find the rules and regulations of what they're supposed to, like they have policies and procedures?
Mr. Dar, I can have someone work with you on that if you want to step over to the side, and they can go over where you can find all that.
So I want the public to know. That's why I come here, because I want the
Sure.
public to know.
We won't be answering you, but you can certainly keep asking.
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
while you're standing.
I want to know the school's definition of sexual assault, because my daughter was told that she's standing right there, that if it's above the clothes, it's not sexual assault. And that's the way the county does the kids here. It's messed up. That's my daughter, and no one wants to do nothing about it. You suspend the boy for 1 day for improper touching, and I don't think that's right. So somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to look in the matter and do something, because there's more kids out there that y'all not doing nothing and letting stuff slide under. And the only person that's hurting is the kids. And I don't think it's right. Somebody needs to look into the matter and do what y'all need to do, because and I like to have an investigation, because I'm pretty sure if it happened to her, it's happened to plenty of children here. It's ridiculous. I mean, that's all I got to say. I don't know if I'm going to talk to you or whatever. I don't know what the next step is. So I just wanted to come here and explain myself and figure out what I need to do next. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. He'll escort you out and work with you to help you. Dr. McDaniel.
That's what's going on in our schools. And those are all those people that were sitting on the school board, all of these people here, they're all elected officials in Prince William County, Virginia. I really don't know what else to say about all this, because we've already gone through this stuff. We've already talked about this ad nauseum. You know, the fact that children are being victimized by the people that are supposed to protect them, whether it's masking or the mandates or radical woke conversations in schools or weird CRT stuff or 1619 Project or whatever the case is. It seems to me that the teachers and some of the teachers and the elected officials that are supposed to work towards helping those children are just simply not doing their job. And what do? Run for school board? I mean, we've had viewers do that successfully. We have viewers of this program that are now sitting on school boards. But think of how far we've regressed as a people, where a father has to go in front of a school board during a live stream just in order to try to get some answers about why his daughter was sexually assaulted, and the person who sexually assaulted his daughter got 1 day suspension because it was over the clothes. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me. You know, I sit and I think about it, and you know, it's funny because I actually had a conversation with my wife tonight at dinner, because I was talking about how, you know, one of my boys was saying that he wants to be a police officer when he grows up, and we're like, cool. And then the other one's like, oh, maybe I'll be a teacher. And I'm like, well, you know, you could do both now. Kind of making a joke, not realizing that they don't actually pay attention to the news, and that there are police officers, on-duty police officers that have had to step up and actually teach. In Oklahoma, there's police officers that are teaching classrooms because of the teacher shortages there, because people are calling out. In Moore, Oklahoma, uniformed police officers have been stepping in to serve as teachers in understaffed classrooms. The Moore Police Department posted a photo collage yesterday, or actually Tuesday, showing several officers hard at work in their local schools. More PD is proud of is a proud community partner of more public schools. This week, several on-duty officers are serving in the classroom as schools continue to face teacher and staff shortages. Now, these things have been going on throughout the country with these shortages and things like that. My wife talks about it quite often, actually. So much so that you have, district, employees that are being forced to do it. They don't even have enough subs to do it, to teach. Like, if we think it's bad now, imagine this next generation, these young kids that are being groomed for radical ideology. Think about it. Like, when you really think about just how screwed we are as a country, you have to think about all these kids right now. Yeah. And granted, imagine if COVID didn't happen. Imagine if parents didn't start paying attention to what their kids were doing because of Zoom, because they had to stay home and they were watching what their kids were doing. Imagine if that never happened. Where would we be? Where will we be in 5-10 years from now? We're already seeing this whole woke, 18 to 25 or 30-year-old group of people here that just forget what it's like to be an American. I think really what I'm trying to do is figure it out for myself. I'll be honest, because I don't know. I'm a parent. I have kids. I have kids that go to schools. Luckily, I don't have a daughter. But because if I had a daughter, I'd seriously question the safety of my child going to school. And matter of fact, I already do that anyway, just because in this line of work, I see every possible bad thing that could potentially happen to anybody ever. And, with my brief time as a firefighter, I saw it all. Any bad thing that could potentially happen to someone, I saw. So I'm a very overprotective parent, but I can't even imagine the anguish and the hopelessness that father was feeling in that clip. The fact that he has to go to a school board and then he's told, you can ask, but we're not going to answer you. What is a school board for? What is a public forum in these school boards for? Augusta County is voting, or the school board ruled that the masks need to stay on in schools. Augusta County is south of where I am. And because they knew there would be an outcry of parents who think that it's wrong, they canceled the public input portion of the school board meeting. And school boards do that all the time. Loudoun County did that. Fairfax County does that. So rather than listen to the parents that are upset over what's going on and what their kids are being taught or what their kids are being forced to do, they just don't allow them to tell them. They don't allow them to speak. And when they do speak, and when the parents do go in anyway and say something, they have them arrested. Or they have the FBI create special task force to go after parents who are pissed. Is this father going to get a knock on his door by the school board or by the Biden's militarized FBI? What is a father supposed to do? Because I could say I would know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. Imagine feel the hopelessness in that guy's voice when he was talking about it. He's got a teenage daughter that knows she was wrong. Did he know she was? The job of a parent is to protect your kids and is to defend your kids. And that father he can't. He can't defend his child. That was the anguish that he had. And the school board says, we're not going to answer you. And likely major Fox News will air this in 3 or 4 days, and this guy will get, and Prince William County is not going to comment on it. Just like always, the same thing. We've seen this go on time and time again. We saw it with Loudoun County, and now luckily, the Republicans took back the state in terms of the government. And they're opening investigations. That attorney general should open another investigation. I forgot his name, but he should open an investigation into Prince William County. And specifically the fact that, when they go for election, when they go to, run for an election, is there any qualifying? Can I just run for a school board with no background and I already know the answer to that, which is insane. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to me to watch these things every day. It was frustrating to me to see that guy, that father. And I don't know what it is, but if I watch a movie and I see a man cry or something like that, usually not a movie, but an emotional one, like where you could tell, you feel it. It always gets me a little bit more than a woman crying or something. I don't know why, because men are not supposed to cry. So I figured the only reason they're crying is because, well, it really affected them. Yeah, I know, sexist, whatever. I watched that video and I'm like, I felt him. I felt that pain. Do you know what I mean? I felt his anguish. More so than I think I ever have in watching any of these school board meetings or anything like that. Because you could hear it. You could feel it. And he's right. What are the policies? He wanted to do it in a public forum so other parents could know, because this is probably happening to other kids. And it is happening to other kids all across the country. And it's not just the sexual assaults in this. It's crazy-ass teachers. There's another viral video going around of some middle school nurse doing a rap thing talking about how all the kids need to wear masks and get vaccinated and shit. That stuff has no business being in school. What happened to teaching kids? God damn. It's so weird that they've changed everything about school. Like, 20, how old am I? 37. So 25 years ago, when I was in middle school and elementary school, it was so different. It was so different. They actually taught you. We had home ec, we had construction trade class, we had all that stuff. They taught you how to balance a checkbook in high school when I was a kid. They don't even teach any of that stuff anymore. Even in my kids' school, they allow the children, it's sixth grade, to choose their electives. So what do the kids do? They all choose extra gym, extra PE. They don't know. My son doesn't want to play music, band, or he doesn't want to do computer stuff or anything. Schools you're not allowed to fail students. My wife is not supposed to fail students. She's a teacher. Her job is to teach kids. What are you teaching them when the teachers are not allowed to fail the students for not doing their job? I mean, there was a teacher in our school, or in our old school district in Florida, that literally wrote on the chalkboard, "I am quitting this job because I'm not allowed to fail you." And quit. It's insane. It's insane. I was talking to my wife again tonight about police and the National Guard being called up in New Mexico to teach because they have such a shortage of teachers. And I'm like, how you actually get good subs in there? The people that aren't babysitting, like actual people, pay them more. She's like, they can't. The unions will never allow substitute pay to go that high. And I'm like, do you understand why that's wrong? Do you understand why just everything you just said it goes against what you're doing? It goes against teaching. And my wife disagrees with that whole idea. She also said, I don't want a substitute getting paid more than me. And I understand that aspect because she has a master's degree that costs us a shit ton of money. I understand that. But it's not about you. It's not about these teachers. It's not about their feelings. It's about the people they are educating or supposed to be educating. You have school board officials that are sitting there directing policy when none of them even know what it's like to be. I mean, oh God, it's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. And I'm running out of answers. I'll be honest. That's the biggest frustration to me is I'm just running out of answers. I'm running out of is the grass really greener? Like what else? Like, when we go past all this bullshit in our country right now, excuse the language, when we get past all this, are we going to be in a better place? I don't think we will. today, after the voting bills and everything were squashed yesterday, you have elected officials during testimony say that the reason the voting bill didn't pass was because of white power. That video is on my Twitter as well. People have completely lost their minds in this country. 100%. Look at the press corps yesterday. And I know, yeah, it was very funny. Oh, a guy who says, 49% of the people believe you don't have your mental faculties. Isn't there anything better? Isn't there a real question that could be? Yesterday, for an hour and 20 minutes, just softball questions after softball questions. And no one challenged the answers. That's the thing that's the most frustrating. We have a leadership in this country that is seemingly oblivious to reality, and nobody is challenging him on it. Today in the press conference, the White House press conference, we turned it off. I was just like, this is stupid. They're not talking about anything. You have the press corps who's not asking any real questions. What is the goal? Just to watch our country implode on itself and we all start fighting each other left and right? Is our goal to have our kids grow up to be unicorns? Think they're unicorns and identify as unicorns because, well, it's okay. It's crazy. It's so it's mind-bogglingly dumb to me that we have to do this. Like, and I was talking to my wife again at dinner. We actually had a long conversation about teaching and all this stuff. And I'm like, when do you see good news stories about teachers? We see news stories about teachers doing this or teachers when they go viral for doing something stupid or indoctrinating our kids or any of that. You don't see the good teachers. My wife is a great teacher. She cares about her job. She's not teaching CRT or any of that shit. She's an English teacher. When are we highlighting good teachers? When are we highlighting the people that are actually trying to make this country better? And not just from the media, just as a whole. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating. If you can't tell, I have a little bit of frustration going on right now. Because it just doesn't make sense. Someone said, you have a newspaper, write about it then. Yeah, but you have to understand, we don't even hear about it. Right now in America, in our news cycles, you don't hear about good stories. You don't. The only thing you hear about is negative stuff all the time. And we'll try to break that as we get more and more, able to do it. But it's hard. It's hard to do this job every day. And I'm not complaining about this job. I'm just saying, just as a person that, cares, because I'm like conflicted, because here I am, a business owner. I got families. I got mouths to feed with the company and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm an American. I'm an American citizen who is watching our country decay and fall apart. It doesn't matter whether you're on the left or right. You have to admit that this pattern that we're in right now as a country is not going to lead to success. It's not going to lead to a country that we all love. It's not. This country is built on division right now. And where it's falling apart on division. And it's frustrating, I'm talking to you guys not as a journalist or a podcast. I'm talking to you as an American that's frustrated with what the hell is happening to our country. Every day, I watch it slowly fade just a little bit every single day. And I'm like, why? Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, why? And what do you do? What do we do for that guy? What do you do for anybody? The only thing we can do is write a story about it, and get it out. And at that point, then we're just like everybody else. What do I do? Do I plan protests outside of the Prince William school board meetings? What do you do here? It's I don't know, man. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating to me. It's frustrating for me to watch that video and hear the anguish in his voice and know exactly what he was feeling by that, knowing that he wasn't in control and that the job of a parent is to protect your child. And you can't do it. You know? It's just very frustrating. You know? But what can you do? We can just rant about stuff. But someone said I've had enough. It's extremely depressing. I know cops who are turning in their stars and leaving the job in Chicago. I don't blame anybody. I mean, look, every single aspect of our lives has been upended. Everything from the shit you buy at the store to the cost of fuel to the fact you can't find a damn truck anywhere. You know, I sold my truck the other day. I got more than I paid for my truck with 19,000 miles on it. They paid me more than that. We're paying off the other car and I got a car. No loans. And that's because of supply chain crisis. And then Joe Biden, the president of the United States, gets up and makes a statement saying there is no supply chain crisis and there's stores or the shelves are stocked. In all reality, how can I fault the guy? He doesn't know any better. He doesn't even know what day it is, but let alone, when's the last time the president of the United States or even former vice president or senator or Amtrak rider or civil rights guy or whatever the fuck he wants to claim, when's the last time he actually went to a grocery store and did a little bit of shopping? You know what I mean? They don't understand. Everyone is so warped, you know? Not a single thing in this country is safe. You know what I mean? They're attacking everything. And it's not just Democrats, although they're the ones who are attacking it. The way that Republicans and people on the right are going to try to defend it frankly, it makes us all look stupid sometimes, and it's irritating as shit. You know, it's weird. And it sucks because I know I'm saying, like, why don't we highlight the good shit? And here I am on like a negative 30-minute rant so far. But damn. You know, I don't even know. Like, as of right now, I don't even remember what my initial conversation was going to be about. You know, my initial plot for the show and what I was going to talk about today. I really don't even know. I saw that video and I saw red. I'll be honest. I saw red for about 10 minutes. Started pacing around the office, trying to figure out, like, okay, do I even want to show this? Do I even want to talk about it? Then feeling I have a responsibility to show so people understand this is actually going on. It's not just the one-off. This is happening in school districts across America where parents are literally going to the school board. What is the job of a school board? What is the job of these people, these elected officials that are there? Isn't it to plan for the success of these young kids? You have a teacher or a parent that goes in there to say, hey, listen, you guys failed. And I'm trying to figure out why and allow the public to understand why you failed this young child. And they said, we're not going to answer your questions. Frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Someone said, I'm glad I live in Texas where I do that would not have happened here. This shit happens everywhere. Here's the big thing. Parents are a little emboldened right now, right? Because they know that there is, people are watching. They're watching what's going on. I think more parents need to do it. When's the last time, how many of you guys have children in the chat right now? There's a lot of people watching. How many of you guys have children? How many of you have ever been to a school board meeting? Myself included. Never been to a school board meeting. But I'm going to go to every single one from now on. No joke. I'm not going to miss a single damn one because I want to know what's going on in these schools. I want to understand what those people do all the time. You know? But I don't know. It's frustrating, you know. The board determines punishments at the direction of superintendent, makes votes on policy. Truthfully, many think there's more that a board can do than they can. Yeah, I don't know. The board determines punishment. And there's someone that's on a school board. But yeah, it's frustrating, you know. You know what the board can do is provide answers on the record. You know what I mean? That's what the board can do. If the boards are the ones who define punishments, then they should have answered that father right there and said, you can ask all you want, but we're not going to answer. Absolutely not. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to talk about it. It's frustrating to do it. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll figure out what else I'm going to talk about. I don't even know.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house. Not
Finding the right CBD product.
What the? Uh-oh. Did it freeze on me? Did I pause it? Uh-oh. That's weird. So that input must have just died. I don't know. That's kind of weird. It's always something. Always something. Man, oh man. What a weird day. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe that's what's going on. But I just frustrated. I'm frustrated just where we are as a country. I was thinking about it last night. I had a hard time sleeping after watching all the voting bills and just getting pissed off at everything. Last night, I was sitting in bed thinking about stuff, thinking about all these politicians that are that are trying to run for office and the good they can do or the bad they can do. How do you know? I don't know. The only way we can do that is by actually interviewing them, which we're going to start doing. We'll do a couple. When we're in Texas, not this weekend, but next weekend, we're probably going to do several, at least one interview with a political candidate. But we're going to try to do as many as we possibly can and interview just Americans, just everyday Americans. Have people sit down. We're going to do a live broadcast the entire time. And that's going to be at that Trump rally in Conroe, Texas on Saturday. So I'm leaving a week from today. I'll be driving right now a week. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know what to say. Because I don't want to say anything like extreme. I don't want to say anything too stupid. You know what I mean? I don't want to cross that boundary and say something that I can't take back. I usually don't get like this. You know what I mean? Usually I'm a little bit more together. But I think I just reached that breaking point for the day. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign off for the night. Because that golden rule that you tell kids, that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I have nothing nice to say about our country right now and the state of affairs that are currently taking place every day. Our elected leadership. I have nothing nice to say about a single frickin' one of them. So I'm going to wrap for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. We do have a hearing. We're going to air at 10 a.m. Julie, I don't. It has something to do with something. It'll be a good hearing. That'll be on social media and everywhere. I say it all the time. The show is called Wake Up America. Wake up. Wake up. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Let me see if this input even works.
You've been listening to Wake Up America with Stephen Oatley. Unapologetically American and unapologetically honest. Join us each night at 8 p.m. for more daily headlines, politics, and social issues, covering the headlines that mainstream media ignores. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. See more on the website at citizenstringer.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wake Up America.
Finding the right CBD product for you can be tough. Just CBD has you covered. We offer the highest quality, most consistent CBD gummies on the market with soothing 100% organic CBD in every mouth-watering gummy. All of our products are lab certified and made in the